Hola, mi familia. I hope you guys are having a spectacular day. I hope that your post-nut clarity got you feeling like you can see the future. Um, usually I'm finna just start these kinda normal, but not now, not today. Right now, I got beef with a nigga who's bald, and usually they'll be like, "Oh, Deshaun, why you beefing with a bald nigga?" Because he's a pedophile. This nigga literally flirts with all these high school girls, even though he's probably like 30 to 35. Like this, and it's creepy how he acts. Like, the only reason I say flirting, it's not even an accusation, it's a straight fact. Like, it is so weird. Please be normal. I want to disclose this man's name, but for legal reasons I shall not do that. But he knows who he is. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, boy. Today looking like a freaking firework popsicle. Like, what is your drip, my boy? Anyways, so I guess I should give you some background on why I'm so heated with this nigga. All right. So picture this. I'm just big chilling in a study hall with my homegirl Haley. And my homegirl Regan, she's like, "Hey, you guys should come visit me down in the gym." And I was like, "You know what? All right, I'll see." I walk down there confident as hell. Walk right past that nigga. Go chill with Regan. This nigga yells at Haley. I was like, damn, ain't no way he talking to Haley like that. Then he started yelling at me. He kicked me out. He kicked me right out of that class along with Haley. And, yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. But usually, I'd be like, oh, damn, alright, he didn't want me in there. Until this nigga literally let my sister come down and stay in the class, even though she doesn't belong there. Now imagine my surprise when I heard that. I was heated, and that is why I started this video off shit talking. Was simply because he did that. If he didn't do that, I would not be beefing the way that I am. But he did, and so the teacher who I asked to go down there, she's like, "Why are you back?" "I thought you were going to the gym." I was like, "He kicked me out." And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't know, man." So then Haley, she's like, "Yeah, but he let your sister go down." I was like, "What?" And the teacher heard and she was like, "Bro, that's ridiculous." I was like, "Yeah! Yeah, it is!" So then I was like, "Bro, he's literally a whole pedo. Like, it is creepy how he acts with these girls." And the teacher, she said that she didn't say it, but we all know that she was agreeing. Like, a lot of this man's coworkers think it's creepy how he acts with these young women. But yet, he still does it! Like, what is that? Like, oh, this man should not be a teacher. He really shouldn't. But something that also shouldn't be a thing is these niggas and they busted JBLs. Now, some of y'all niggas are probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those niggas who be blasting NBA Youngboy on their busted ass JBL. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't care. Go listen to the music you want. I have no room to give any hot takes, except that this is my podcast. Fuck NBA Youngboy. That nigga is so garbage. Like, he is literally the big-headed kid that nobody wanted to play with because he was a fucking menace. Anyways, like, nigga, stop blasting it on your busted ass JBL. Like, your shit don't even got bass anymore because you popped it. Like, what you think everyone bumping it? Like, nah. And some niggas would be like, well, it's my music. Well, nigga, everyone here think it's trash. So please, please bless us with the chance of you turning it off. And since we talk about niggas wildin', let's talk about these bitches and Jeffrey Dahmer. It is ridiculous how we're sexualizing killers now. Like, what? First, wasn't it like Ted Bundy? Now it's Jeffrey Dahmer. My guy. Like, I understand being interested in a serial killer. Like, don't get me wrong, I've watched true crime pretty much all my life with my mom. I've watched Law and Order SVU. I've watched fucking Criminal Minds. Like, I'm into that shit. And I've even watched the John Wayne Gacy series on Netflix. But why do bitches have to sexualize these killers? Like, these niggas are bad. They killed people. Would you still say they're hot in front of the family who had to deal with with knowing that this nigga killed their son? It's just very embarrassing and outright just disgusting. Like, we need to stop. Like, it is not okay. Next thing you know, I start hearing about the fucking Vampire King of Fresno. Or Fresno, or whatever the fuck. Like, bro, we should not give these niggas the fame that they want. They should just be forgotten in the archives. And the fact that we're putting it on TV shows and everything is even worse. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm finna watch it, but we shouldn't be doing it. They don't need all this publicity, because next thing you know, we're gonna have copycat killers. Let me eat a pizza roll, because I got them right next to me, and it's just all this ridiculousness. That shit bussin'. Oh, now. Alright. Anyways. Now, last episode, I talked about how Pokemon Go had niggas in 2016 wrapped around their finger. But nobody had their finger wrapped around people like the mannequin challenge, bruh. Ray Shremmerd, they owned everybody when they decided to drop Black Beatles. That song was, I swear to God, it must have been demonic the way niggas was doing the mannequin challenge. It was crazy. Everywhere on YouTube, you would see the fucking mannequin challenge. You see it in classrooms, bathrooms, workspaces, concerts. Like, bro! Why? Like, what was the mentality? Like, who heard the song and said, you know what? I'ma just record myself frozen to this. Like, what? Like, people who couldn't make trends like that just have to be, like, 10 steps ahead of the game. Because who would create something that stupid and then everybody want to hop on it? And then they basically had the same thing, but with a Toy Story version called Andy's Coming. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's basically where some random ass nigga yells, Andy's coming! And then everyone proceeds to drop and act like they're the toys from Toy Story. Now, don't get me wrong. It can be funny at first. Like, say if you're, like, pranking a teacher and making her think, like, everyone just, like, fucking died or something. Like, it could really scare them. And that could make a good prank. But niggas were doing the most. Like, they was doing it everywhere. Out on the street, in the schools. Like, bro, chill. It is not that deep. I promise. Now, since I judge everyone else, I guess I should probably give everyone something to judge me on. So it's kind of, equaled out. So, I'm a fucking weeb. Yes, I am. And I don't feel bad about it. Not gonna lie. It's fucking, I love anime. It's fucking dope as fuck. Like, literally, I have posters of anime on my roof. I have a tattoo that references anime. I have a fucking anime clothing. Like, I am a whole full-on weeb. Best believe when I be listening to that Demon Slayer theme song, it be popping, got me getting sturdy. Go stop, man. Like, what? It should not be that clean. And the same goes for the Fire Force theme song, along with the Tokyo Ghoul theme song. Like, it just brings a whole different energy. Like, Japanese people know what they're doing when it comes to music. Like, they could have the first half of the song making you feel like you're in the opening, like you're just looking out the window and shit, and then they hit you with the just energy, and then it got you feeling like the protagonist. Like, it's just built different. Like, god damn. And someone who be having that same energy is Lil Peep. Now, Lil Peep has a lot of controversy around him. Like, niggas are like, oh, he died of a drug overdose. Most celebrities do. But they say, oh, he died of a drug overdose. His music was so trash. He made sad, depressing music. He was garbage, blah, 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 blah. He had face tattoos. Okay. The same niggas who be saying all that shit be listening to Lil Wayne. Like, boy, don't be talking about face tattoos as if all these fucking rappers don't got them. Fucking Lil Wayne. Fucking Lil Uzi Vert. Like, nigga, chill. We got niggas with face tats. Who cares? At least his was fucking dope as hell. And I like this man's music because there's just pretty much a song for every vibe. Like, you want to get lit? Fucking listen to Cobain, I guess. Or fucking Giving Girls Cocaine. Past the Castle Walls. Witchblades. Like, there's mad songs you can just get lit to. Absolute in Doubt. And say you're sad. 16 lines of blow and I'm type shit. Or fucking, like, I'ma have a couple million 121. Shawty told me that she thought that I was... Like, bro! Lil Peep got songs for pretty much any vibe. You're in love? Worlds Away. You sad? 16 lines. 19. If you're just feeling like a regular vibe, Sex with My Ex. Like, bro, he has versatility. His music just has so many different kinds of energy that you can't just all put it into the section of sad. Just because, like, even when he was alive, they didn't know how to classify him. Because he made his own kind of little subgenre. And now they call it emo rap. But he wasn't just emo. Mans was just, I don't know. And then now, like, I love MGK too. But now we got MGK basically just copying, pasting Lil Peep. Like, the fits MGK be wearing are basically just Lil Peep fits, just a little alternation. Like, you can't tell me that one with the, what was it, a pink tank top turtleneck, I think it was, and like pink pants with the pink shoes and shit. Like, I've seen Lil Peep in it, and fucking MGK got in that same fit. Like, he's copying Peep's drip, but I don't care because I love that nigga's music. Best believe when fucking Mainstream Sellout came out, I was blasting fucking me. Like, what? Like he just comes up with the good songs. Like I don't know. And then niggas be like, oh, he changed genres because Eminem. Okay. Like, this nigga was popping even with rap, and then he changed genres, and he's still popping, and niggas still be mad. Like, I ain't see Eminem fucking making a rock album. I don't see him making any other albums. Like, I guarantee MGK, he could probably drop a whole album on a whole different, like, genre music, and it's gonna blow up. Because that nigga's just, I don't know, he's just built like that. Next, I'll give you some insight to my past, since, oh, damn. I still got mad shit to talk about. I'll talk about my experiences in the school Blue Ridge. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm a high school senior. I'm 17 years of age. And I used to live with my homeboy, Heath Bowker. He was my homie. He's my main dog. He still is. Like, me and him are literally yin and yang, both literally and figuratively. But anyways, I lived with him for about 6 months consecutively and officially. Like, and I went to school with him. His mom, we came out with an agreement. I would, if I lived there, 80s and above for all my grades. And if you know your boy, I fell kind of short of that. I'm kind of bad at, you know, keeping 80s above 70s, or keeping grades above 70s. Like, 70 is a solid number to me, and I've subconsciously enabled myself to get that even without very much work. And but no slander on on his mom or his dad. I still love them to this day, and I don't know how they feel about me, and I still love them though. Like, Jen is very much like my mother, and I will always look up to her like a mother figure. And I still respect her. And but I will, like, I understand, but it still baffles me on how I got kicked out for listening to Lil Peep. Now, obviously there was a lead up to this. Like, they gave me chances. I was there for 2 quarters, and I got an 80 average for both quarters, I'm pretty sure. And like, they gave me chances on my grades. They weren't really like hounding me about it. But then they said that this was the last straw, and this is not just my business, it's theirs too, so I won't go too far into it. But they basically kicked me. This was the last straw, and they kicked me out for showing Heath Ben's truck and what was it? It was gym class, both by Lil Peep. And they're fire. I don't know what their problem was, but it's fire. Like, I love you, Heath and Jen, but those songs still are fire. Um, and just being in Blue Ridge just had a whole different vibe. I loved it there. Like, my first day, I went to art class. That was like one of my only classes that I had that Heath wasn't in. So I was in it. And I sat at an empty table, looking all emo and stuff, like, haha, yeah, you know your boy. And so these 2 girls come over, names Lizzie and Malia. And I was so embarrassed, I thought I took one of their seats. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then they're like, you're new. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, what's your name? I'm like, Deshaun. And they're like, oh, I'm Lizzie. I'm Malia. I'm not even gonna cap. Like, I was so relieved when these girls gave me a chance. They just let me into their circle, and I will forever appreciate them for that. Like, oh, it was one. They saved me. They saved me in that class. And then there was my other classes. I enjoyed them. They were very nice. They were fun since I had them with Heath. But I had yearbook without Heath. But I had Caden, his brother, and I get along with pretty much all of his siblings. Me and his siblings I'm basically homies with all of his family. But me and Caden and me and Heath are especially good friends. So I had it with Caden, and I was like, oh, I was just hanging out. And he introduced me to everyone, and one of them was Patience. Now, Patience, if you're listening to this, you knew, like, it was like she knows I had a crush on her. I was crushing hard, and but you know me, I could have let her know. I could have said that straight up. So you know what I did? I flirted, and I flirted hard. I was putting the moves on this girl. Like, she was just the baddie to me, and I would not drop her. But and I was just mad supportive, and like, I wanted her. But anyways, yeah, she was kind of like she was my little love. She was kind of like, she was my love interest in that school. It's also my homie. She was a very good homie. Like, I wish I could go back and still like hang out with, like, she's part of my squad. Like, I miss my squad because like they made my day so much greater. Like, I love my squad at Hancock, but my Blue Ridge squad was unmatched. I like, that was my homies. Like, we had Duncan, we had Max, we had Heath, me, we had Patience, we had Caden, we had Ella, we had freaking Kelsey, we had Kate, we had the whole squad. Like, it was set, it was perfect. And then I got kicked out. Like, it was a fat L when I got kicked out. Like, I was so depressed. Like, I was low key about to like hit up one of the niggas who lived like close enough to go to the school, like who goes to the school, and asked to live with them and just like get a job and pay them rent because I loved it so much there. But I didn't end up doing it because I felt like that wasn't my area to do it, and I just didn't want to intrude. And yeah. And since we're talking about schools I went to, I also went to this Christian private school called Faith Mountain Christian Academy. It's still a thing. I went there for my freshman year, and quite honestly, that was probably the best thing I could have done. I don't think I've done anything in that school that I regret now. The only thing I regret was being on the cross country team, cause oh my god, for niggas in cross country are built different. Like, Keith and his whole family are just, they're cross country runners, and they're built different for that, and I respect them for that. Like, I've been trained by them. Like, I've been trained by his dad on different breathing techniques and things like that to help like with the running. And like, I got to give props to them cuz there's a lot of work that goes into cross country, and it's more than people realize actually. But in Faith Mountain, that's where I met my current girlfriend. We didn't start dating until last November. Or actually, we didn't start dating till 2 days after my birthday this year. But that's when I met her, and at the time she had a boyfriend. But you know me. That wasn't finna stop me. So I flexed, and I flexed good. I gave that nigga a run for his money. Anytime I caught him talking shit about her, I'd make sure that I would make him pay the repercussions in front of her. So I'd be like, I'd beat him up and shit. Not gonna lie. So yeah, I kind of stole his bitch. And so yeah, we were there for a hot minute, like, and I had friends. Shout out Joe Ord, Toby Sparks, Ben Odell, Sierra Odell, Anna Ord. Like, they were the whole Ord family, and the Odell family was like my squad, along with Toby. Like, teachers were my homies. Shout out, like, oh, I don't want to shout them out if they don't want to be in here, but like, you know, y'all know who you are. Y'all know who you are. Yeah, and then we kind of like had to leave because we were living in New York, an hour away from the school, so we had to wake up really early to go to school and like try to get there on time. And when the roads were icy, it was really hard to get in there on time. We were mostly a little bit late, like 5 to 10 minutes. And she would keep marking it on us, and she's like, if you keep getting late, we're gonna fail you guys. And so Jen had enough, and so she just simply took us out. And she paid for me, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Like, I really do love her and her family, and I appreciate them. And I know they probably don't respect me or like me, but I will forever respect and love them. But what's next? Dang. I basically went through all my shit. I'll talk. Oh, well, I got Heath. So everyone asks me how, like, I met Heath and Zaire. I met Zaire 6th grade, because when I came in Hancock at the end of 5th grade, and everyone thought he was my brother, and I was just like, who the fuck is this nigga? Like, why does everyone think I'm related to him? And then I met him, and we kind of had beef over a girl for the longest time until eventually we became friends. And when we became friends, it was over. Like that, we just evolved. Like now we are twins. Like we are twins. We have the twinepathy and everything. Like our manifestation is on a whole nother level. Like nobody, nobody is like us. Like our bond is just impeccable. We've even kissed. It's crazy. But I met Heath in 7th grade when he came, and I saw like everyone checked the paper at that time to see who was in like the new, like who was gonna be new, and I saw Health Bowker. I was like, who's Health Bowker? Then I saw Caden Bowker. I was like, oh well, they got a brother, so. And so it wasn't Health, it was Heath Bowker, and he's still my best friend. Like I remember I saw him sitting at lunch alone, and I sat by him. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, reading the Bible. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I was intrigued. So I obviously hung out with him more and more because I was intrigued by him. And then eventually he was like, hey, my birthday's coming up. You want to come to my birthday party and spend the night? I was like, I mean, I can, if you want, I can spend the weekend. He's like, all right, you can. I was like, all right, sick. So he has this thing. Me and a few other people we were invited. It consisted of me, Ronnie, Tyler was invited but never showed up. Senny was there, and Caden and Zaire. So all of us, we slept on their balcony. And Heath's birthday is in January 12th to be exact. This man, like, it was snowing out, and we still slept out there. We watched Power Rangers on the TV out there, and so we all go to sleep, and then we wake up, and then this nigga Senny, nah. Well, he spills the water, and we're like, damn, bruh. Ain't no way you really just spilt water all over us like that. So Zaire and Caden got wet, so they all kind of, Zaire, Caden, Senny all just like kind of went inside as we all woke up. And then like Zaire and Caden went in through the night, then Senny just finished it off and went in after he spilt the water. And so me and Heath were stuck out there, and Heath was like, all right, you can go in if you want, and I was like, no, I'm gonna stay out here with you. And that's when we just became best friends. That was just when our bond was formed, and we knew that we were gonna be brothers at that point. Like, even now his mom doesn't understand why he continues to just like to be my friend, and he's like it's cuz we're best friends. Like, our bond is just, it's just built different. Like, we've even built a fort together. Like, you can live in said fort. And it's a masterpiece. Like, we just work well together. And, like, very few times do we not get along, but we mostly do. And, then there's the homies in Hancock that, I saw them today. The real ones really watch this. My real homies watch this. So, like, shout out Joey, Logan, Weston, Gabe, Frank. Hold up. I gotta go on Snap to read, like, Davis. I hope I say Jacob. Alex, Eli. Freaking Zach, Bronny, Evan. Like, y'all real for keeping up on the podcast. And like, Alex is a real one, since he actually came up to me and asked me about the blue candy meth, and now I have to actually get him some. Like, I have some, and I'm gonna give him some because he asked about it, and he's for real for that one. And last but not least, I gotta talk about a very I can't even. I'll save this for a later podcast because this thing is just, it's hype, and it's something that I could possibly get even suspended for if it's released too early and people hear about it and talk about it. So instead, I'll replace it with my hatred for ranch. Who eats ranch is nasty. Alright, so niggas don't understand, like, why do you hate ranch? It's disgusting. It's white sauce that everyone just puts on everything. It's not good. Like, bro, it's nasty. Please, please keep ranch away from me. Ugh! But anyways, have a good day. Please. I hope you get your foreskin licked on and you nut in a battery and it feels amazing. Have a good day and stay fresh, stay frosty, stay clean, and put on deodorant. Don't forget to brush your teeth. Goodbye, squad.